Katie, it's officially Christmas here in Christian Cringe. This is our last episode before we hit the big day. And the question on everybody's mind is, what is Christmas about? Is it about the toys? Because I heard that Billy has more toys than me, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Listen, I listen to Nezzer all the time, and Mr. Nezzer tells me that it's all about the toys.
We are joined by our most frequent VeggieTales co-commentator, your co-host from Napping Through Happy Hour, Marie Brand.
Hello.
And Marie, were you familiar with this VeggieTales Christmas special, The Toy That Saved Christmas?
And I feel like I get asked this every time. I'm like, are you familiar with it? No, I'm not, because I never remember anything. But as soon as they start singing, and I'm like, oh, yes, I have watched this before. And of course, I think Billy's kind of an iconic toy. And
Buzzsaw Billy?
Yeah, it kind of stands out because, you know, he's got the buzzsaw, which is not a toy.
Dude,
that you easily forget.
The commercial that Nezzer does where he's like, do you have the I don't know what I want for Christmas blues?
Yeah.
Well, I know what you want. You want a toy with a fully functional buzzsaw attached to its right arm.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Say, kids, have you got the don't know what I want for Christmas blues? Well, if I know anything about toys, and you know I do, I know just what you're looking for. You want a toy that's fun. You want a toy that's cute. But most of all, you want a toy with a fully functional buzzsaw built into its right arm. That's right. You want Buzzsaw Louie.
So good. This has some great songs. But let's start with the wraparound here is we got Grandpa George. And he's putting his granddaughter to bed. It's just before Christmas and she wants to hear a Christmas story. So he tells her the story of Dinkletown, a town that didn't get Christmas. And she's like, they didn't have Christmas? And he goes, no, they had it. They just didn't get it. They didn't get what it was about. And that's when we get probably one of my favorite songs in this whole tape, the I Can't Believe It's Christmas song.
They can't believe it's Christmas, my favorite time of year. I can't believe it's Christmas, been dreaming of a sugar plum thing. Can't believe it's Christmas, oh boy, it's finally here.
It's a good song.
When he's driving the toys into the town and all the kids are like, just fucking fired up that it is Christmas time. And it does throw you back to like being that age, like when you were like 6 and you were just like the greedy consumer child that's just like, there's going to be so many toys underneath that tree. I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah. Did you guys ever feel guilty about like realizing like your capitalistic nature when it came to Christmas time?
Not at that age, but later in life, yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys that I don't own yet, and Santa's gonna bring them.
Yeah, and I was so excited for that. I remember my dad started doing this thing where like we couldn't go look at the tree before we prayed.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds like something my family would do.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me ask a quick question because I'm curious. I know this is a hot subject for some people, but are you guys real tree or fake tree folk?
I prefer a real tree. We've had fake trees, but I definitely prefer a real tree.
I've never had a real tree in my life. My family has been fake tree since the day I was born, and like multiple fake trees, and like going really all out. Like my mom has we threw it out last year because it had finally hit its expiration date. But for like 30 years, she had a like tree-sized tree that was a beautiful white fake tree with lights built inside of it and everything. Oh, cool. And that was like that wasn't our Christmas tree. That was like the back room where everyone would have Christmas dinner tree. And then the main room was like a much more like looks like a real tree, fake tree that I've now inherited. And that's like the tree in my house. But I love the fake tree because that thing's 30 years old and still kicking. And I think they paid like $100 for it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. I feel like whenever I saw fake trees, it was always the white ones at people's house.
Yeah.
Like the I think that's a crucial part of
Yeah.
getting a fake tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure that everyone knows immediately that it's a fake.
Right. It was always the display tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a fake tree, Mark and I, because Mark's had it for years. But I do love a fresh tree because just the smell of it and like I
Yeah.
mean, if you have pets, it's kind of a nuisance because they're always drinking out of the water or they're climbing up the tree branches or something like that. Or if you have a dog, they're eating it.
Yeah.
But it like do you at least put on like I don't know, wintry like candles or something, Matt, when you have your fake tree?
What do you mean wintry
Like
candles?
like
Like,
you
Smell
can
the
oh, to
singing.
smell that. See, I
yeah.
don't know the smell that I'm missing, so not really.
Matt!
So,
Oh, it's
so
such a
like,
good
It's
smell.
yeah, it's an amazing smell. You
so
got to
like
get in
for
on that.
we got our version of it, and then yeah, we do like candles. We have Christmas candles, but I don't think we have one that's specifically like a
I
like a
might
tree
I might
scent.
I might just send you one. Like it might be an early gift because at least when you like put the tree up, just like have the candle that's scented like a Christmas tree. I guess a pine
Yeah,
scent, right?
it's so. A question for you in LA, real quick. How difficult is it to get like an authentic, real Christmas tree? Like, I live surrounded by like 3 different Christmas tree farms, so like you could throw a rock and hit a real Christmas tree farm. But
Well, don't
I've lived
forget
in
that
LA. It doesn't seem like it would be the epicenter for Christmas tree farms.
not necessarily, but we do have them, and they are scattered
Okay,
about. Remember, it's California, so it's a big farming state to begin
that is
with.
true. That is true.
And they do grow stuff up north a good portion of the time.
But they have to be shipped down to you guys, I guess, in
Yeah,
the lower
but
area. Gotcha.
there are places that like have been going for years, and there's
Yeah.
one that's not far from us. We just do we just do the fake tree because it's cheaper and
It's dramatically cheaper.
yeah,
You don't have to
both
drag
things.
it down apartment steps to the curb a couple weeks
Yeah.
afterwards.
Right.
There's a lot of
Or
listen, I'm saying there's a lot of pluses
Yeah.
to a good old fashioned fake tree.
yeah.
Anyway, tangent aside, back to the VeggieTales.
Yes.
The big toy everybody wants is Buzzsaw Louie, and I love this whole commercial, right? Because you have that line that I said earlier about the toy with the fully functional buzzsaw in his hand. He's like, Buzzsaw Louie, he'll be delivered by my trained delivery penguins.
Yes.
We
Which the
get the
penguins, I
first.
completely forgot about these penguins.
Penguins
that
are
don't speak.
so cute throughout this entire thing. We get this it's the first time we hear about the Bugsley Bridge being out. So it's like no deliveries coming to Bugsley due to the bridge being out. And then he even pans over to his assistant and he just goes, "Look at me, I'm an elf." Like,
Mr. Lunt.
Mr. Lunt. Oh god, Mr. Lunt's so good in this.
Yes.
But he says you press his nose and he'll tell you the true meaning of Christmas. And everything he says is about how he wants more toys, and one of them is Billy has more toys than you.
That's right.
Which leads to the kids running up to their parents and saying, like, you need to get me a Buzzsaw Louie because Billy has more toys than me. And they're like, who's Billy? He's like, I don't know, but he's got more toys than me.
One of my favorite lines from this movie. This is such a great movie, too.
There are some really funny lines throughout this one.
But he was just a toy. Maybe he was wired different. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? This leads to the bummer song Grumpy Kids, where where Buzzsaw Louie's in his box looking up at a star and being like, there's got to be more to Christmas. He's sick of these grumpy kids.
I do like it's a very heartfelt song. It's Louis who sings the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there must be more to Christmas.
That part I like. It's the first part where he's like, grumpy kids.
Yeah. There has to be a reason why the toy saved it.
Yeah, that's true. He's got to have a reason. Buzzsaw Louie has a great breakout of the toy factory. And then he goes off to figure things out. And this is where we take a little break. This is where the commercial break is. Because we have to do a Silly Songs with Larry.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry, the part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song.
Oh, Santa, baby. This song rules.
Classic Silly Song with Larry. And it's just like, oh, it's so freaking good. Even the round singing is so good.
Yeah.
I am a Viking.
And I've come.
Yeah,
Like, it's so good. I love the tax man shows up.
and he
Like,
just
the
shuts the
IRS.
door on him.
Yeah. That's right. As you should.
Yeah.
And I love that Bob plays Santa, and it almost feels like he's making up the lyrics for his part in the moment, because he's like, I'm Santa, and I've come to bring you presents. Ho, ho, ho. It's like-
And I do love that he also gets like weirdly aggressive as Santa too. Nobody messes with Santa. The whole song is like such a Christmas like moment, and then like the cookies too. I love that like the whole emphasis is like, I made cookies for Santa, but here, robber who's trying to rob me, have a cookie. I've only made 3. You can have one.
Well, that's, I mean, the Larry part, the could that be Santa? Could that be him?
Yeah.
A good cucumber like
me.
me. It is a really, really good song. It's a long song. It's like 5.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
They really filled a lot of time in The Toy That Saved Christmas
Yeah,
with this Santa. But then we cut back to the story.
But
Bob and Larry have now shown up.
Bob, Larry, and Junior, which I remember like going when you go back from the silly songs with Larry, it's like, wait, who are these guys in this story?
Yeah.
Yeah. It confused me for a second
Yeah.
until they run into.
They run into Buzzsaw Louie, but they're going down the sled and they crash. And this is my favorite line of the whole thing: is Bob is upside down in the snow and he goes, I wanted to play Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. Huh? I wanted to play Mousetrap. You roll your dice, you move your mice. Nobody gets hurt.
And I was like, if that wasn't the slogan for Mousetrap, I don't know why.
Yeah, you roll the dice, you move your mice.
It's
Like
such a good
it's
pleasing to hear.
It's so monotone how he says it. Like, he's just so over everything. He's like hit the wall. He's disappointed. He's done. Like, but Buzzsaw Louie catches up with them, and they all agree, like, all right, let's find the true meaning of Christmas. And I do love that there's this like unreliable narrator aspect where Bob's like, well, I know who to go to. I know the smartest man in the world. And then like the granddaughter's like, who'd they go to? And George is like, me.
I did not get this right.
So they ask him for help, and then Grandpa George is like, I could tell you the answer, or I could read you this book from the Bible, and those vegetables look happier than anyone has ever been. When you've asked somebody a question and they're like, well, the solution is sitting down and letting me read you this chapter out of the Bible first.
I do love that, like, when you see Grandpa George's Bible, that like you've got the 2 columns of lettering.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
The way it should always be. I love that they made the Bible as confusing to read sometimes as manga.
Which way do we go?
Yeah. Oh, I got to read this backwards. That's weird. But I do like. I wrote down in real time. I was like, I like that they focus on the peace and goodwill towards men portion of Christmas until Grandpa George is just like, and then that baby died for you. And I'm like, oh, I always hate when Christmas turns into this story. Like,
we're jumping ahead to Easter, and then it's a lot.
Not what we're here to celebrate. Not talking about a baby's death right now. But they're inspired and they think we got to tell this story to the rest of the town. So they break into the toy factory. And they try to find a way to tell more people, and they find the TV studio and broadcast. And there's another great line. I believe it's a woman who voices Junior Asparagus.
Yeah,
she is so good at delivering Junior's lines like a child. Mm-hmm. And the way she says like, and Christmas isn't about toys. Not that toys are bad. I've got quite a few myself that I enjoy very much. It's like that is how a kid would talk about it. And I like that there's that message. Like, again, like that thing that I love about VeggieTales is that it isn't so extreme that the message is like, you should feel bad about having toys. they're like, no, like it's great to have toys, but it's more than the toys. Like that, like I feel like is they walk that line very, very well. And I think the whole broadcast scene is really cute. Like they're delivering the news and it's cut into these families and they're just like, it's just a sweet moment.
Yeah.
It's really well presented.
I would say, because like I feel like we've had several like toy that saved Christmas type of stories, throughout the years, but VeggieTales does it like, obviously a little bit more Jesus forward, but they do it well in like almost like a Charlie Brown way, where it's
Yes.
Linus telling the story, like it's very innocent and sweet, and it's a great message. And it's kind of like, hey, stop being a dick,
It's well, and that's the thing. The Charlie Brown comparison is a perfect one, and I didn't even think about it until you said it. Because like Linus tells the Christmas story, but then that's not like, oh, and now we have to go tell Charlie Brown the Christmas story.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like hearing that story humbles them enough to be like, oh, we should be better at this time of year. And like that's like the takeaway. Grandpa George gives the Jesus version, and then when they're broadcasting it, it's way more about like Christmas is about like being with people you care about and realizing that it's nicer to give than it is to receive. And like the the more like mainstream version of what Christmas is supposed to be about. Like I like that it presents both sides of that in this. Like,
and then in comparison, I love that Mr. Nezer is a terrible villain. Like he's a really good villain.
He's such a dick. He's like, well, I'm still gonna kill you. Oh, the bridge is out. I know that I'll send you guys to the bridge because I might sell less toys this Christmas because of you.
A dick. I love it, Mr. What is he? Is he a zucchini?
I think he's a zucchini.
Okay.
But then they win him over as well because the town shows up and you think that there's going to be this big showdown, but they give him a present and it's a stuffed bear. And I do love that there's this little piece of lore where he goes, I've never received a Christmas present before. My family was too poor. And like, it's like, oh, of course this person would become a monster who only cares about profits during Christmas time because he never had a normal Christmas with his family like that. And it is like a really sweet moment. And then he becomes the hero. Like he accidentally shoots them towards the bridge and is like, I'm going to go save them. Like I made this issue and I'm going to get them out of this issue. I love that Buzzsaw Louie's hand actually turns out to be like not just a throwaway joke, but very useful throughout the back half of this story. Leading to another really great joke because Buzzsaw Louie's like, oh, I have a buzzsaw. I can cut through the ropes that we're tied in and we can escape. So he cuts all the ropes and he goes,
Okay, everybody who's got hands, start time. That'd be me.
Yep. Such a good joke. Which is funny because, we've seen them quote unquote holding things before.
How would this whole town function? George delivered a present earlier.
Right, with no hands. Just like, whoop.
So Buzzsaw Louie gets them all safe. He uses the ropes to like lasso them out of danger, but then he sees Nezer and all these adorable penguins on these individual sleds. He has to save all of them, so he commandeers one of the sleighs and uses his buzzsaw hand as like a motor to
I love
catch
how much
up.
they use these tools that they
really
set up throughout the
do.
entire movie. Like it's
Very
so well
practical.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well scripted. It is a well scripted concept.
Yeah.
And then they form a giant penguin chain to save Nezer.
Yeah.
And then I do love that like there is this like what now thing where like they've created this chain and they're holding him, but then he's just still dangling there and he's like, help. And George in the story is like, if I hadn't shown up, who knows how long they'd still be hanging there. Like
100%. Oh, and it's such a nice thing that they like also sneak in a little bit of like Scroogeism with Nezer.
Yes.
Like you don't get that a lot, especially in like Christmas stories with a villain. Because it's usually like, oh, I want the corporatism, I want the capitalistic view of this, and then it's like to have him realize, oh, I'm greedy because this is what I thought made me happy, and then like, oh, but like the love of community and others, it seems to be a little bit more prevalent. And I love that they have that change for a villain. Like, not many Christmas stories do that.
No, it is very well handled. And then even at the end, I love that the moral of the story is like George was like, originally Buzzsaw Louie was going to have that buzzsaw removed from his hand because he didn't want to hurt anybody, but he realized that he could be useful and he started making furniture for the town. And like it's like that is like for we've established they can't tie ropes, so like who can make furniture for the town but Buzzsaw Louie? Like,
yeah, well, and I think that's what's so beautiful about when George was like, he was probably just wired a little bit different, but he was really smart. And like, this thing that was seen as like a commodity or like a toy is now like being useful and a part of their community. I love that.
It's a sweet little story. I don't know if I liked it more than the last VeggieTales thing that we did, because that was a really good one. You weren't, I think you missed that one, Marie.
Okay.
We did the one where it was the aliens that they could be friends with, and it was a Star Trek parody. They were on the it was the SS Apple Pies.
Yeah. The USS Apple Pies instead of the Enterprise.
Oh, that's great. That sounds amazing.
And it was literally the front of the ship was a giant apple pie with the rest of like
The
the
Star
Enterprise
Trek.
attached to it. It was
details.
very smart and funny. And it was like, okay, these guys are they're getting better at their craft every episode. They're really cracking into their like, I think this is the best scripted story they've ever done, because it is
without one of the main characters being the main character of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is like such a diversion of like what they usually did, especially
the first time we see Bob or Larry is in the Silly Songs with Larry segment in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
Like they were able to craft, and like you said, like things that are introduced in the first act come around in the second, third act that like propel the story forward. There's not really any wasted for something that's already a tight like 30 minutes. Like there's not really any wasted time in that, and everything serves its purpose in the storytelling. And this is also the first time that they're doing a fully original story that's not, like usually it's like half an original story and half like a Bible story that they're retelling. They're going in for we're going to do a 30-minute story, which kind of sets the stage for eventually we're going to have to do the VeggieTales movie Jonah. Like it does set the stage of like, oh, they know how to script this out, and they know how to like set up stuff. I haven't seen Jonah since I watched it in the theaters, but like I'm excited to revisit it to see like, all right, this one they're reinterpreting a Bible story, but that story isn't a 90-minute story to tell. So how do they make it worth watching for over an hour? And I know that they introduced the pirates that don't do anything at that point, which is, one of the best songs they've ever written for that show. Yeah. But but it is like I'm excited to see like they just keep growing as in their craft. Yeah. And that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of people who constantly are growing in their craft, Marie, you also co-host a podcast with Katie that I swear as a weekly listener just gets better and better every single week. Really? Where can people go to check out Napping Through Happy Hour?
Well, we are on not all socials, but we're on Instagram as Napping Through HH. I'm also on Instagram as MadMarie13 and on TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And a Merry Christmas to both of you.
Merry Christmas.